Hello everyone, this is Math Tutor Suman Gupta. Welcome you to my channel Celestial Tutors. In this video, we are going to study periodic phenomena. This is the very first topic of Unit 3 Trigonometric and Polar Functions of AP Precalculus. Periodic phenomena is an event or pattern that repeats itself at regular intervals. For example, heartbeats, sound waves, or moon phases. Sine and cosine functions are also very important and common examples of periodic phenomena. They are called periodic functions because they repeat their values after a certain interval. That certain interval is called period. Let's work on a problem where we are going to apply the concept of periodic phenomena. In this problem, we are given one cycle of the periodic function. And based on this graph, we need to find whether this function would be increasing or decreasing on this interval from 18 to 20. Now carefully observe this graph and find out the maximum and minimum points of this graph. This is the maximum point which happens to be at x equals 0. Again, this is the maximum point which happens to be at 4. These are the maximum values, right? And the difference between two maximum values gives you the period. So this is the period of this graph, which is 4. That means this graph will repeat its maximum value after 4. The first maximum value happens to be at 0, the next one happens to be at 4, next one would be at 8. Let's write down those maximum points. First maximum value was at x equals 0, next one was 4, and next one would be at 8, then next one would be at 12, because each maximum value will repeat itself after 4. 0 plus 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 4, 12. Next one would be at 12 plus 4, 16. And the next one would be at 20, 24. You keep on adding 4 and you will get the next maximum point. 28, 32, and it keep on going like that. And we need to observe this graph on this interval from 18 to 20. And we know that two maximum values happens to be at 16 and 20. So let's draw a cycle from 16 to 20, which would be similar to this. Here we draw the scale from 16 to 20. And between 16 to 20, it would have a minimum value at 18, exactly midway between these 2 points, 16 and 20. So it will have a minimum value at 18. So we would get a graph like that from 16 to 20. Now it's asking for 18 to 20. And we can easily observe that this graph is increasing from 18 to 20. So this function is increasing from 18 to 20. For next part, we need to check whether this function is concave up or down on this interval from 31 to 33. And we already know that this graph will have maximum points at 28 and 32. So we can draw the graph, we can draw the cycle from 28 to 32 in the same way as we did earlier. This graph has a maximum value at 28 and at 30 it would have a minimum value. We need to find from 31 to 33. You can draw a point at 33. 32 is the maximum point, and at 33 it will cross the x-axis. From 31 to 33, this graph is concave down. So this is the easiest way you can get the idea about any cycle. You find out the maximum points, and you can write all the maximum points using the period. If the period is 5, then each maximum points happens to be after 5. If the graph has a period of 10, that means each maximum value will repeat itself after 10. And here is the next part. For this part, we need to check whether this graph will have a maximum or minimum at x equals 82. So again we can write down the maximum values. The first one was 0, then 4, 8, 12, 16. You can see all these values are the multiples of 4. 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16. That means all maximum values would be multiple of 4. Now check it out. Is 82 a multiple of 4? It's not. 82 is not a multiple of 4, but 80 and 84 both are the multiples of 4. That means these would be the maximum values. These would be the maxima points of this given graph. And 82 lie in between these two. That means 82 would be a minimum, not a maximum. And if we draw the cycle from 80 to 84, it would be like this. This is the maximum value at 80. This is the next maximum value at 84. And this is the midway between 80 and 84, which is 82. So 82 is going to be the minimum value, relative minimum value. So here we conclude that 80 and 84 are the relative maximum values because those are the multiples of 4, but 82 would be a relative minimum. So this way we can find out the characteristic of the given graph for any cycle using the concept of period. And how we can find out the period of any graph? To check the period of any graph, you just need to observe the distance between any two consecutive maximum values or any two minimum values. Now let's look at another example. Here we need to find the period of this function. And as I told you, period is nothing but the distance between any two consecutive maximum values or any two consecutive minimum values. So let's look at the maximum points. These two are the maximum points and the distance between them is, it's from 2 to 6. So 6 minus 2 is 4. That means this is having a period of 4. And you can check that using the minimum values as well. Here the minimum value happens to be at 0 and this one at 4. So this distance is again 4. That means period of this graph is 4. So this way we can find out the period of any graph. Okay guys, here is the question of the day. You can try to solve these questions and send the answers in comment box. Thanks for watching this video. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.